human self presents to me many challenges that burden me. My heart center shines and calls to me. This is who I choose to be. Sometimes lessons.
Welcome to the Vibrational Alchemy Podcast. This is Penny Fisher, and we are so glad you are joining us for this week's episode. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Can't believe here we are. I know I say this every week, but I seriously can't believe we are here all of a sudden at episode 13. Like, I just don't know how that all happened. But here we are, episode 13. We're in an arc talking about living a life of balance and ease. We've been focusing a lot on this idea of finding balance between our divine masculine and divine feminine selves. I don't even remember what episode it was when we started, but you could sure go back and check that out. I hope that you are enjoying your work, connecting with Mother Mary, with the Blessed Mother as an aspect of Divine Mother, right? This is not about religion. This is none of this. And we're going to talk a little bit about today about some historical figures who are very much connected to religion. But this is not about that. This is about love, period, pure and simple. And as you work to connect with these energies, these archetypal energies, give yourself space and grace. Remember, it's a practice. And the more you do this work and work with these energies and these beings, the easier it gets, and the more you will learn to trust your experiences, right? Because that's the thing at the end of the day. I can sit here and talk to you, with you, at you, till I'm blue in the face. But at the end of the day, it's about you and your experiences and you trusting that whatever happens for you is right and perfect for you in that moment. Okay. All right. A couple of housekeeping things real quickly before we get started. First, and if you're on our email list already, you know that we are moving to a new email platform that is powered by Aweber. So if you've gotten an email asking you to subscribe and you're interested in staying on with us, please make sure that you do that. If you are new to our email list and to our Vibrational Alchemy family, we would love to have you join us. You can subscribe on our website. And our website is vibrationalalchemy, all one word, .net. Just click on the subscribe button. I'm trying to be better about keeping it all up to date. We've got a bunch of stuff going on. We're going to be at an expo in New Jersey in April. And I've started running free workshops once a month on Eventbrite. These are called Millennial Magic, Creating a Life of Freedom and Fulfillment. So if you're interested, you can sign up on the website. You can also just go to Eventbrite and search Millennial Magic. And listen, it's called Millennial Magic, but seriously, it is for any of us who hold that vibration, that energy of people who feel like there's just something more in life for us, and you want to clear out the energetic blockages that are kind of keeping you from stepping into that aspect of your life that you really dream of. And I get it because I've been there. I've completely been there. So the workshops are a little bit of a taste of what it would be like to do personal coaching work with me. And I would be thrilled if you could join us. I have had life-changing experiences myself with this work. I have clients whose lives look entirely different, and all I want to do is help. I want to help you get going and get to the place that you truly, truly want to be and deserve to be. It's your birthright. to be joyful and to be happy. So, um, the next workshop is Thursday, February 22nd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I plan on an hour, but because the group, I'm getting feedback from the group each time. So each time is different. We're co-creating. We might go a little over just so you can plan. But yeah, we've got some cool stuff in the works. Gordon and I are cooking up some cool new things. He's got some music starting to flow again. And yeah, so the website will kind of keep you up to date. And the website again is Vibrational Alchemy, ALCHEMY, but all one word, vibrationalalchemy.net. So hop on, see if it resonates with you. Um, Speaking of the website, I am going to try to get a page on there. Be patient with me. It may take me a bit. I've got a lot on my plate this next week, but I'd like to get a resource page on there for those of you who are listening, so that books and things that I refer to, teachers that I refer to, will all be listed on the website so that you can go and check out those resources. If again, if that feels in alignment for you. Um, and before we hop in, and I'm going to just take a breath and get myself grounded here because I'm feeling myself so excited about this episode. I'm coming up out of my body. So I just want to get grounded here. It's funny how things work, right? I started to kind of draft out the arc of this episode, and I almost bailed on it because I'm like, oh, I just don't have enough. This is like totally revisiting stuff we've already covered, da 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 da. And the more I dropped into it, um, the deeper it got. And so I share that with you because we might go a little bit over our usual 30-35 minutes today, just so that you can plan if you're tucking, you're listening into a time frame. Okay. So if you want to just join me in taking a deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose, just let your inhale lengthen, deepen a little bit. Let your exhale be as long as your inhale. Beautiful. Feel those roots coming out of the soles of your feet or the base of your spine. Let them make their way with so much ease and joy into the center of the earth. Wrap around the core of the earth in whatever way you experience it. I always experience it as a rose quartz crystal, right? The heart, the pure love of Mother Earth, of Mama Gaia. And just feel her sending her love to you up through your roots. And if it feels right for you, open your heart and send your love and your gratitude back down to her. And that's a lovely, lovely exercise practice. And for me, it's absolutely essential. Every morning as you're getting up, you're going to work, before meetings, if you're kind of feeling scattered during the day. I was just talking to my brother yesterday about the importance of all of that work before we go into really high pressure situations, right? And if you have your own grounding practice, totally go with that. Okay, you ready? Here we go. I am super excited about today. As I said, as I was framing this out, I had envisioned this episode to be part of um, a progression. We kind of have two arcs going. It's the word of the day, isn't it? Arcs. We have two arcs going in this series. One of them is being driven by the divine masculine, divine feminine through the sacred geometry, right, that we introduced last week with Mother Mary. The other one, though, that had come through to me is a secondary arc that takes us from the energy of the Blessed Mother, of Mother Mary, through and into the energy of Mary Magdalene. And then we're going to end up with the energy of Lady Sarah when we move into next week. But with the Magdalene energy, I thought, we've already talked a lot about the divine feminine. Maybe we just skip this one. But the Magdalene was all over me this week. And as I was doing some reading, I was looking through some old journals, and this transmission that I had received from her popped out. It's actually from May of 2019, so it's been a while. But it is spot on exactly what I had thought this would be about today. So there we go, right? Don't ask for signs unless you're going to follow them. So, and what we want to talk about today is this deeper experience of those divine feminine principles that we've been talking about, because the Magdalene wants to take us even deeper. Um, these are the energies that are really awakening now in our society. It's why globally, right? Not just our local US society, but globally. And it's why I think we're seeing so much tension out in the world, on the political stage, on the religious stages, on the social stages, because as those old masculine paradigms are being challenged, they're freaking out. One of my teachers, you hear me probably every week talk about Brigida Boyer of Lightbridge, and Brigida always tells us that as the light grows brighter, the darkness freaks out because it's afraid it's going to get lost, be literally overshadowed. And so I think that's what we're seeing now in this day and age. We're seeing the darkness really like having a temper tantrum, but it's not keeping the light, and especially this energy of the divine feminine, from coming back um, into full resonance, into rich and lush vibratory reality, right? Um, and the Magdalene helps us do a tremendous amount of nurturing and infusing into this divine feminine energy. And again, if you weren't with us or haven't been with us, when I talk about divine feminine and divine masculine, I am not talking about sexual identity, gender identity. It's none of that. These are actual energetic vibrations that every single one of us holds in within ourselves. It's just the way we're created. All right. So this this ascension ladder that I mentioned a minute ago, we've been immersed, right, in these energies that resonate with the unconscious masculine, right? We've experienced it. We just said social structures, religious structures, political, economic, you name it. They are characterized by the need to have power over. And we talked about power a few episodes ago, but to have power over others, to control everything. They are very much in alignment with the subjugation, diminishment of the divine feminine, of the feminine really in all of her aspects. And in all fairness, it was probably the unconscious feminine who caused um, that shift out of divine masculine energy into the unconscious. But that's another episode. And for those of us who are on this path of awakening, we're done. We're done with all of that. We're like, no, no more. No more. We feel it as this inner, it's like bubbles, right? It's like an effervescence. And if you're listening to this, and if you've been with us for any length of time, or even if you're just joining us for the first time, you feel it. You're drawn to this work, right? It's not that we're longing for this, but we are remembering that there is a more enlightened version of our human experience. right? That our day-to-day, um, uh, humanness really can and should reflect who we are. Aspects of source aligned with the eternal truth of the sanctity, the sacredness of life in all its forms, right? There is an amazing book. Author's name is Trisha McCannon. The book is called The Return of the Divine Sophia. And as I was kind of thinking about this episode, I went back and in the very, very introduction to the book, it's pages 1 and 2, again, for you academic folks like me who like the citations. And when you read something and it's said so perfectly, you don't paraphrase, you just quote it. So here's Trisha McCannon, and she says this: "We yearn to create the type of world where war, pollution, and struggle are things of the past. We want to transcend the chaos of our heavy-handed politics, our materially co-opted media, our patriarchal religions, and the dysfunctional patterns of our relationships that have been handed down by our families. We are in search of the beautiful, the true, and the eternal. And in order to bring a new and better world into being, we must somehow align ourselves with these more eternal principles if the world we are living in now is ever to heal." And for those of you who know me, whether you've known me a while or you've been with me these past 13 weeks, you know that it is my experience and my deeply held belief that the way we bring about this change is not by judging others. It's not by judging people who don't see the world the way that we do. It is not about trying to change anyone or anything or trying to convince someone that we're right and they're wrong. It's not by identifying and taking on the pain and the suffering of others, and there's plenty of that all around us, right? This is all about doing our own inner work. That's what we've been talking about. That's what we'll continue to talk about. That's what the workshops are about. That's what my coaching work is about. It's about doing our own work so our own beings radiate love, the vibration of love, and it's that vibration that then invites others to remember that they're love, to remember their vibration of love. Okay. So, knowing that, last week when we connected with Mother Mary, again, not as a religious figure, but as an ascended master, or if it resonates with you more, you can connect with her as an archetypal energy of the divine feminine, of divine mother, right? And last week we talked about how Mother Mary reflects back to us this deep and abiding truth that we are loved, that we are worthy of being loved, and that when we accept all of that and we just melt into it, we remember that we are love. And we offered some practices that allow her to stream her love into our beings. And as we open and receive this, old wounds that we've held, old habits, old beliefs, old identities, the vibration of fear that's embedded in those is able to be released and replaced with the vibration of unconditional love. Mother Mary brings to us the vibration of the cosmic Christ consciousness. Again, I am not talking about religion or historic figures when I talk about that. The cosmic Christ consciousness is simply the resonance of love that is so deep, so all encompassing that, quite honestly, at least in my experience, we as humans cannot fully, we just can't comprehend it. We can't. And Mother Mary prepares us through this infusion of love, through this releasing of the vibration of fear that has permeated us probably for lifetimes, right? She prepares us now to more deeply understand the divine and masculine and divine feminine energies that are at play within us, that are going on out in the world. And she sets the stage for our expansion so that we are ready to work with, connect with another ascended master, and that's Mary Magdalene. What the Magdalene has told me is that her gift is to help us awaken to the divine feminine and divine masculine within us, and to help us bring these two aspects of ourselves into balance, right? And we've talked about this before in the earlier episodes, but this is a bit of a different perspective because the Magdalene, who is incredibly active now. I mean, folks, if you just go Google Mary Magdalene, the Blue Rose, you are going to find amazing practitioners out there who are doing amazing work, bringing through her energy, bringing forth her teachings right now of balance and love and compassion. There's a lot out there, right? And I'll give a shout out to my own teacher, Mary Tobin, who is just an amazing channel for the Magdalene, right? So when we connect with the Magdalene and we invite her energies into our beings, she offers, I'll call them downloads, energetic downloads that actually shift the structure of our DNA. She activates ancient codes that are part of who we have been. We were, we are, we always will be. These aspects of the divine, of Source itself, from before Source sent itself through that prism of creation in order to know itself, right? This is, think a bit of it as like rewiring, right? And it assists us, it helps us in connecting with those, and what do we call them? Seemingly opposing forces of divine feminine, divine masculine, bringing them into balance through love. And if we think about the historical figure of Mary Magdalene, we know for sure that she has walked this walk, right? More and more is coming to light now, and we know that she was actually the full-on partner of Yeshua, of the historical figure, the avatar, the Christ, not just as his marriage partner, but also in the work of literally bringing heaven to earth, right? The Magdalene, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. She was a leader, a full partner in showing humanity that they too are capable of transcending illusions of separation, of duality, and ultimately even of death, right? And she's coming to us now. She's front and center now in order to help us remember this raw power of the divine feminine, right? It's so easy to think of the feminine um as just I don't want to use the word weak, but less strong, less capable, less big, I guess is the closest I can come to it. But let's face it, it takes tremendous power and tremendous energy to give birth, right? Whether you've watched it on TV or you've experienced it, you know it's no small thing to actually birth something. In the Magdalene, she anchors in for us and reminds us of this fierce compassion that is part of the divine feminine, and this fierce love that protects what's being birthed, right? Just like a mother protects her unborn child as she's carrying, as she's pregnant. And just if you think about nature specials, right? Where you've seen the mother bear or the mother lioness protecting her cubs. It's that ferocity right? And that comes from love. This rewiring of our DNA helps us to remember and to own, and not just to own, but to embody these aspects of the divine feminine at the cellular level. And maybe even more importantly, she allows us to not let them get out of control. And I think that that's really important. I alluded to this earlier. I am a big believer that the pendulum has swung all the way over to the side of the unconscious masculine, right? We've been living in these patriarchal, control-oriented societies. And now the pendulum has to swing back the other way. I get that. But we want to be sure that the divine feminine doesn't become the unconscious feminine, right? We need to stay connected to that deeply nurturing, loving, compassionate aspect of the divine feminine, in addition to the ferocity of the love and the compassion, right? Because there's that aspect as well. But we don't want that, the energetic of her fierceness to become something that takes her out of her divinity. Because, friends, the the divine feminine is is going to set the stage for the healing of the unconscious masculine, right? She is the one who is going to take him and hold him like a mother holds a little child and help him remember his way back to who he is. These She's not about superseding or taking over or controlling the masculine, but instead to bring balance. She needs him. He needs her. We talked about this, right, a couple of episodes ago. And as we work with her, we honor that aspect of her within ourselves. As we as we honor that, what do I want to say here? We kind of give her permission to expand. And in so doing, we give her permission to create this field, this container of compassion in which the unconscious masculine can now rest. And as he takes on his role of the aspect of energy that moves into action, says, now it's time to go. Now let's do this. That aspect of ourselves that gets us going. As he moves into that, but from a place of trusting her space of rest and gestation and creativity, the word I want, creativity, she heals. And as she heals, he heals. And it becomes this beautiful reciprocal wave, right? Think about, I don't know if you've ever seen waves in a wave tank. It becomes this wave that goes back and forth, and they fuse together, right? It's like this dance, right? They dance in this beautiful, shining reality container of compassion and love. And as they heal, we heal, right? So this transmission that the Magdalene shared with me from May of 2019, I was amazed at how spot on it is for what we're talking about today. So take not a little breath, take a deep breath and just open up your heart a minute and receive this from her. It is deeply encoded, as I think all of these episodes are. So just open your heart and receive. And she says to us, the codes that are awakened within you now are of the cosmic heart. No form holds them. They are unencumbered, pure light and love. Feel them now. Feel how they create space for all that is, light as well as shadow. Feel the gentle coolness as the totality of your being, of your essence, including your human form and experiences that you have chosen this lifetime, are gently subsumed into the light as they are burned away, so that they may be returned to their natural state of oneness with all that is. And this, my friends, is her gift. The activation of the light of the divine feminine within us, not to stamp out or eradicate the unconscious masculine. It's, it's the opposite. Her ascension, her return to power within us creates the space in which the masculine can heal and return to the loving partner that he has been, always is, will be, but he's forgotten. And as this dance happens, this interplay of shadow and light, right? Happens inside of us, because this is the point, right? That we're doing our own work. We are able more and more and more return to, what do we call them? Our original factory settings, where we're able to meet the challenges, the really crappy situations and experiences that come to us with a sense of equilibrium and balance and ease. We learn from them, we release the vibration of fear attached to them, and we're able to go back into balance in the blink of an eye, right? Because here's the thing, the more we do this work, the more we draw to us things that are in alignment with the vibration of love, because that's our vibration, right? And we know from the world of quantum physics that things that vibrate at like rates attract each other. But the other stuff's going to keep coming. It's the human experience. We're not going to escape it. It's not going away. So let's learn how to deal with it, right? Let's learn how to treat it like a scared child. We've talked about this, right? And the more we can do this work with the Magdalene, the more that compassion, that fierce compassion, that fierce love is awakened within us. We learn to love ourselves. And that, my friends, in my experience, that's the key. That's it. And it helps us get back to love. And how do we do this? Well, she's given me this beautiful meditation. I'm going to share it with you. If you are driving, walking, doing anything that requires your undivided attention, I'm going to ask you to stop the podcast now or just let it flow over you, but don't participate. Wait until you are in a space where you can just focus and um, be really present with what's happening, because I think there's some really big energy in here, okay? Reconnect with your breath. And with each breath, with each inhale, with each exhale, sink deeper and deeper into your sacred heart chamber. And when you feel really settled into this space, and when you feel ready, open the portal of your heart chamber and allow yourself to enter the flow of the cosmic matrix. See, sense, feel, or imagine that you are riding a gently pulsing wave of rainbow light that holds a vibration of love that is simply beyond words. And just rest here for a moment and see where the current takes you, and just breathe. And as you flow, you find yourself now in the cosmic heart, the source and center of the unconditional love of Source itself. And as you look around you, you see nothing but shining golden light, flowing and dancing in waves. Breathe and let this light enter you. Breathe it in. Allow it to settle on your skin and begin to soak into you through your skin. Drink it in through the crown of your head, the soles of your feet. And as you allow yourself to become saturated with this light, allow yourself to simply dissolve and be the light. So there are no boundaries between you are the light and the light, because you are the light. And just rest here for a moment and breathe. And when you feel ready, gently bring your attention to your heart space. You might even want to put your hand gently on your heart and notice a gentle pulsing, like a heartbeat. Connect with this pulsing in whatever way makes sense to you. And as you do, you see, sense, feel, imagine, pretend that you are experiencing the presence of the Magdalene. And you know that this pulsing is her heartbeat. And as you breathe, her heartbeat begins to sync up with your own. And you are breathing together, resting in the love she is infusing into you. As the golden light, the energies of the cosmic heart wrap themselves around you, enfolding both of you in a beautiful cloak of love, security, and peace. And just breathe with her here. And when you feel ready, if there is something, a problem, an issue, something that needs resolution, something that holds the vibration of fear that you would like to be transformed into the vibration of love, offer it to her. You might do this through your thoughts. You might speak to her aloud. You might envision yourself laying the burden literally at her feet. You might simply ask her to transform and transmute any vibration of fear that you're holding into the vibration of love. And then just wait and breathe and notice what comes to you. It might be a thought or a feeling, a color or an image, song lyrics, or nothing. Just trust that whatever your experience is, it is the right and perfect experience for you. And just breathe. And when you are ready, let yourself flow back down the river of light and love of the cosmic matrix, flowing with ease and with gentleness until you find yourself back in your sacred heart chamber. Rest here for a moment. Notice if there are any changes in this space. And allow your heart to open even further in gratitude for this connection you have made with the Magdalene. And when you feel ready, begin to feel the air on your skin, the weight of your body on the chair or the couch, the bed or the floor. Bring some gentle movement back to your body, gently wiggling fingers and toes until you feel fully in your body and present in your own sacred space. And as you return, I hear her reminding us all. She wants us to know that she is available to each of you always and in all ways. All you have to do is call on her. Be open to whatever your experience is, and she will help you. She will help you connect even more deeply to the loving vibrations of the cosmic heart through the flow of the cosmic matrix. She will support you with that fierce love of the mother, of divine mother, that protective compassion and limitless love. As you navigate these deep transformational shifts that will allow you to fully awaken both the divine masculine and divine feminine within you, and as you bring them into balance. And as you do this, you will be able more and more, with more and more ease, more and more grace, to remember who you truly are. A divine and perfect being of love and light. That, my friends, is how Source sees you, because that's who you truly are. And it is my most sincere wish that you see yourself in the same way. Perfect, divine, filled with love and light. I am so grateful to each of you for joining me. I am Penny Starhart, and this has been the Vibrational Alchemy Podcast. Until we are together again next week, remember, you are loved and you are love.
This is who I choose to be. This is who